Akuff, right side, nearly lost it, has to fire away from the sideline, and it goes. He was about to lose the ball out of bounds. He saved it by firing it at the rim. It's a three-pointer. 9 seconds, 8 seconds. Akuff going to go to work on Tanner. Three from the top of the key is good. McLaughlin comes to double. Darius lobs it for Richmond, and Billy throws it down. The Razorbacks are going to dribble it out, and the Hogs have won this tournament for the first time in 26 years.
This is for a championship. And I said, if that's what you need me to say, great, let's go get this championship. I mean...
No, we're not done yet. We still got more to go.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, produced by Colton Little, with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft. This is The Morning Rush.
What a win for the Arkansas Razorbacks, defeating the Vanderbilt Commodores 86-75 inside of Bridgestone Arena in Nashville, Tennessee. Been doing this, getting closer to a decade now, and I don't know if there was more of a satisfying or gratifying moment than what we got to witness here lately for Arkansas athletics. Yes, it's not March Madness officially until this Thursday, and I guess if you want to include the first 4 games, you can. But for Darius Akuff, Billy Richmond, TB, DJ, and the rest of the guys, you could just see how elated they were following that win over Vanderbilt and how much that game meant to them and the fans that made their way to Nashville and the Music City.
You know, exactly what I think this state needs right now. Need a little bit of lift. You just think about everything that happened this weekend. National championships in indoor track, a series from Mississippi State. Softball did well. And then, of course, I think the cherry on top for everybody was the SEC championship. It was really a great weekend to be a Razorback and just kind of soak it all in, because it's been a while since we've had a weekend where kind of everything went your way.
Yeah, and it's been 26 years since you last won the thing. You know what's crazy about that moment is you had all these national media members that were assuming it was just going to be Arkansas's 3rd, 4th, 5th SEC championship. It's like, no, they've only won this thing one other time. And that team, there was not a lot of people that picked Arkansas to win it way back in 2000 in the way that Coach Richardson's squad went.
2-6 now in the championship game in the tournament. So they've been there 8 times, only the second championship when making the finals.
They're 7-1 all time in the tournament against Vandy, which is kind of an obscure stat, but
their hometown.
Yeah, in their hometown.
Well, I say that in their hometown. There may have been some of those games in Atlanta and other places, so that wouldn't be exactly accurate.
But a lot of them were. It was a pro Vanderbilt crowd. There were a lot of Arkansas fans that made the trip, but there was definitely more Commodores than Razorback fans in attendance. But I don't know how many Arkansas fans left, but I think a good chunk of them stayed for the ceremony after. It was just like to see Cal. This is a familiar place for him. For a lot of these players, I mean, TB talked about it after the game. He's like, feels like he's come here in the past and they haven't necessarily had the tools and the players that is needed to win the thing. Well, this year they did. You got lucky. Florida lost. You didn't have to play them in the championship game. But let's think about this. So Vanderbilt, hung 91 the day before on Florida, and you held them to under 40% shooting. You held them to just 75 points. And nickel was a huge factor in that first half, not so much in the second. Defensively, that was the question I asked Cal. It was like, hey, have you seen an uptick? Have you seen an elevated defense? And like every other coach, he's like, we need to still do some things. But I think you definitely saw it in this final championship game against the Doors, Tommy.
Yeah. Well, the brackets are out. Hogs are headed to Portland, and I know you and your buddies are probably getting your bracket contest together for your own group. Register now at hitthatline.com. It's the Mach 1 Motorsports Bracket Challenge. And March Madness giveaway. You can find the contest rules, pick up your Cinderellas, and watch the epic games this postseason. Wouldn't be possible without Moix RV of Arkansas, Swift's Jewelry in Fayetteville, the trusted hometown jeweler since 1956, Twin Peaks in Rogers, and Butler Furniture in Mountain Home. Here's the deal. Hitthatline.com. You'll see the bracket contest there, and you can register your bracket, your group. You can form your own public group, private groups. It's really easy. And I like our bracket contest, A, because it's ours, but B, it gives you some of the stats and numbers. So if you're trying to pick a game between two different teams you're not really familiar with, it'll give you a little bit of insight, a little bit of data there. So be sure and start registering now, and we'll have our brackets up. You can see how you match up against Ty, Nah, no. Stop laughing. Now stop laughing. And we'll see how you do against the rest of the crew.
The real test is
the
Zach
rest
Arns.
of the crew.
Has he won 2 or 3 straight? So that's if you're going to stack up one of our ESPN and Arkansas crew, it's Mr. Arns. But again, hitthatline.com/bracket, and you can do your own
prizes for every round. So this is the real deal. The Mach 1 Motorsports Bracket Challenge. Presented by our friends at Moix RV, Swift's Jewelry, Twin Peaks, and Butler Furniture in Mountain Home.
All right, so kind of a setup of today's Hot Take Monday. Opening drive, we'll get more into Arkansas's draw, which I know a lot of the people have an opinion of going 2,000 miles from home. But if you actually look at the draw itself, there's some positives to it, so we can discuss that. Tommy mentioning Arkansas getting a series win against Mississippi State. The track and field team with the indoor. So congratulations with them. We'll look at the bracket and kind of where some SEC schools fall as well. And the Lewis Automotive Group hotline open for you at 877-377-6963. Starting with John in Mountain Home. The last 2 minutes were complete domination. Feels like he wishes we could play that for the full 40. You think about that stretch. So TB hits a dagger 3, as Cal called it. Gets a huge block on the other end. Vanderbilt misses a couple shots. Darius made 1 or 2 plays down the stretch. Again, that game was, for the most part, within 5 for probably, 36, 37 minutes?
Well,
and then all of a sudden, Arkansas just took over, and there was no looking back.
To your point, there were 12 lead changes in this game. Just back and forth, back and forth. Akuff buries the 3 to give Arkansas the halftime lead, 41-39. And then I think 8 or 9 of those lead changes were probably second-half lead changes. And it was a duel for a while. And it was a great basketball game because I don't know what the teams combined for shooting. And it surprised me to look at the box score and see Vanderbilt was only 38% from the floor when the game was over. The Hogs were 51%. But it seemed like for a while, no matter what you threw up on either end of the floor, it found the bottom of the net.
Well, Vanderbilt knocked down their 3-pointers, 10 of 24, but Arkansas held them to 38% from twos, including 10 of 18 on layups. The Razorbacks got 5 blocks in this one, and then a number of shots they altered and made it difficult on Vanderbilt in this game.
And Vanderbilt did not miss a free throw in this contest.
He missed 4, right?
Arkansas was 11 of 15 after kind of being atrocious against Ole Miss and had a chance to really put that game away much sooner. But I mean, that's ancient history at this point. But a much better performance for Arkansas in the championship game at the free throw line.
You referenced Darius's threes. How about how he closed a half in multiple games this weekend?
Akuff, right side, nearly lost it. Has to fire away from the sideline, and it goes. He was about to lose the ball out of bounds.
Oh.
He saved it by firing it at the rim. It's a 3-pointer. 9 seconds, 8 seconds. Akuff going to go to work on Tanner. 3 from the top of the key is good.
So he did that top of the key 3 against both Vanderbilt and was it Ole Miss, right, to close out the half. The bump from, I don't know what Joe Lindsey was looking at. He's right in front of him. I mean, Tanner bumps him out of bounds, and Darius just kind of throws it up, anticipating a foul call. Didn't get it, swished it. I mean, that was just the type of day he was having. This kid averaged.
I think he thought he got hit on the wrist.
Okay.
You look at the replay, the contact was probably more with the wrist on the turn. No. If we're talking about yesterday's game and that shot.
Yeah, I'm talking about the one at the end of the half because he got fouled twice that they didn't call it. You're
talking
talking
end
about
of the first half?
Correct.
I thought that was an unguarded look from the top of the key.
The 2 threes that just played, he got bumped out of bounds on one that they didn't call it, and he made it. The one you're talking about was the second half where he comes off a curl screen. He gets his wrist slapped.
Right.
There was two that didn't get called. Whatever. Arkansas wins the game by 11. But this kid, think about this. So this kid averages 30 points in the SEC tournament, which is a record. He does it in 3 games. The only reason he doesn't lead the SEC in the tournament all-time scoring in 1 year is because other guys had 1 or 2 more games to play. Yeah. It was Allen Houston and I forget the other cat that's in front of him. That's the only reason Darius does not hold the all-time scoring. And by the way, he's hovering around like 50% shooting the basketball. It's not like that he was just jacking them left and right and was a volume shooting. He was efficient.
9 of 20 yesterday.
Yeah, and by the way, he had 11 assists. Arkansas is 21. They're undefeated this season. Alabama game, I think they had 18 or 19. They are undefeated this season when they have 20 or more assists. And you saw once again him making plays. It helps when TB knocking down his threes. DJ knocking down 3
first one
for
of the
3.
game.
Yeah, and he knocked down his first 2. And then Billy knocks down, I think, 2 of 3. I mean, those guys were
Well,
so important for that win yesterday.
And to that 9 of 20 performance from the floor for Akuff, it seemed like early he'd go to the cup and it just wouldn't go. I mean, early in the game. I mean, that was the feeling. Man, he's just off today. And for the first, 8 minutes, 10 minutes, he'd drive the hole and it just he put one up left-handed, didn't go. You can understand that. But even with his dominant hand, a couple times he got around the cup, and I bet of those 11 misses, half of them were dribble drives to the rim.
I'll tell you the most hyped he got during the game was an assist. He drives by, I think, Tanner, beats another defender, and then throws a little dump-off pass to Malik Ewan, who lays it up and in. Malik closed out the game, didn't have a great game. Pringle actually gave you some really good minutes throughout, but that was the most hyped Darius got. And then, of course, after the game, he's cutting down the net, flinging it around, and named the tournament MVP by Alyssa Lang and Greg Sankey, which was a really, really cool moment. But you got this kid, and I had wondered, like you asked the question. We asked this question Friday. It's like, okay, this kid hadn't played in a week. What are we going to get? What it's going to be like? Well, he might have been better in his first 3 postseason games in that stretch than he's been all season. Think about that. That he might have been better in 3 of the more difficult games just because of the how important it was for Ole Miss and Oklahoma, and then Vanderbilt trying to go for another
what was
SEC
it,
title.
37 against OU? I don't know. It seems like a year ago that you played OU on Friday night. What was it? 37 points, if I remember right, in that game. But, I mean, to come off the rest, people wondering, will there be rust? I think this conversation is picking up on him about maybe being the number 1 overall draft pick has maybe got more validity and a little less homerism than maybe we think.
Well, Jay Billis, Sean Farnham, there was a couple other CBS analysts that were talking about kind of that uptick that you're referring to, where this kid, like, it's one thing, like, and I don't want to minimize what the regular season is for college basketball because that's what the tape is being watched and everything else. But if you're telling me this kid in his first ever 3 postseason games put up those statistics, and you're an NBA executive, GM or whatever, Cal kind of talked about it after the game. It's like, you better not miss on this kid. He's talking about NBA guys that he knows and was like, you better not pass on this kid. I don't know how far he's going to climb, but he's not getting out of the top 5, maybe even out of the top 3.
No.
He might not go to number 1 overall, but we might be talking about, I guess in April, the highest ever drafted Razorback player in basketball history.
Well, if you're headed to Portland this week or you've been in Nashville, stay right in touch with the crew here at ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. It's the Hit That Line Now app. It's powered by Taco Bell. Whether you're craving something cheesy, saucy, or crunchy, whether you're in Portland, Oregon, or Fayetteville, Arkansas, we got you covered with the Hit That Line Now app. All the shows, you can connect to our videos, our website. It's all there. The Hit That Line Now app, powered by Taco Bell.
All right, let's talk about the tourney draw coming up. But first, let's welcome in Brent, who's in Searcy. Brent, how about them Hogs, man? What's up?
How about them, Ty?
How about
Tommy? That was. I believe we were blessed, and Doug Schall's did not referee a Hog game this weekend. Is that correct?
He did not. He did not.
I know. He went to bed sad about that too.
Well, I imagine he slept just fine. I imagine he slept fine.
But I want to talk about. I was watching the halftime show with Seth. I'm a better commentator than I was a Coach Greenberg. You know, he said he thought Vandy was going to win the game because they would rough up Darius Akuff in the second half. Seth. Okay. Oh, how wrong you were. And everybody that thought, and Tyler Tanner's a good player. Great.
He couldn't miss for a while. He could throw up over his head from half court, and it was going in for a while.
His dad played basketball at Rice while I was there. His dad was a good player. But Darius Akuff, every time, he just smothers Tyler Tanner when he plays. And Tyler's going to be glad when Darius be gone. Tyler's going to say, woo, I'm glad that guy's gone. But great victory by the Razorbacks. And Mark Bynington said we made lucky shots. Hey, he hadn't been watching much all year. Darius Akuff did what he does. Brazil's been making, Trevin's been making, the Silent Assassin's been making threes, and Billy Richmond makes threes and dunks after he, Ty, did he get a tooth knocked out? Because it looked like he spit one out in the back, underneath the goal.
I think it was just a bloody
You know?
lip, but
Yeah.
he fought. It was so funny.
Oh,
So Billy gets popped, and it wasn't like a dirty, malicious play. The kid's just going up for
basketball
a
move.
layup,
Yeah.
kind of, and he gets popped, just like what happened in the Ole Miss game. I think with Darius and another player, someone else and another player.
The fact that you came out of there with a held ball or jump ball on that play was pretty amazing after taking that lick.
So Billy takes that lick, and then there's the alley-oop the next play, which was funny. I was like, well, Bloody Lip Billy's ticked off now, and he had himself a tremendous game. But you could say that about a bunch of players. Billy went 8 of 13, knocked down 2 threes, gave you 5 rebounds and 3 assists, plus a block in this one. Yeah, there's so many guys that we can speak to and everything else. We'll continue to react to some of the Vanderbilt game coming up. And like you said, the Oklahoma game Friday, the Ole Miss game, which goes to OT on Saturday, and then you have this one. So you didn't skirt by. You got a 3-point win, 2 3-point wins this weekend before you took down Vanderbilt. So some close calls, and now you're the SEC tournament champions.
Let's be honest. You found the right path. Alabama gets upset and beat. Florida gets upset and beat. The path was paved. But yeah, you play who you got to play. But the path was perfect for Arkansas to bring home the SEC title. Friday we gave our Fence Man Friday picks. This Friday we'll find out kind of how we stacked up against those, and we'll be making NCAA tournament picks. Hogs will have played by then. As they play on Thursday afternoon, we'll have our Fence Man Friday picks this week for you. Brought to you by the Fence Man. 782-3936 is their number. If you need fencing of any kind, whether it's a vinyl fence, chain link fence, wood privacy fence, the new aluminum fencing, they've got it for you, plus powered automatic gates that you might want as well. 782-3936, the Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Time. The 4 seed going to Portland, Arkansas, with Darius Akuff Jr., the SEC Player of the Year, as a freshman. Monster day today in their championship, and they will face Hawaii, back for the first time in a decade after Isaac Big Fish Johnson scored 22 in the Big West Championship game.
We always say teams need to be playing their best basketball heading into March and heading into the tournament, and that's exactly what Arkansas is doing. They are hitting their stride at the right time.
Who's the guy that could put a team on his back and carry his team to a national championship? And I think early in the season, people were, maybe Darren Peterson of Kansas. It's Darius Akuff Jr. He's the one. If there's anyone, it's him.
This is the opening drive.
All right, so I know people are up in arms about having to travel 2,000 miles away from Fayetteville, and I get that. The communications team put out the last 10-round opening sites: Portland, Spokane, Providence, Buffalo. There's a lot of distance.
Up in arms.
Yeah. Well,
is that kind of like a hog call? Woo.
Yeah, but not a good
okay.
up in arms, not a bad one. I think my frustrations is when I see Nebraska and Alabama both on 4 lines. Alabama's playing in Tampa, Nebraska's playing in Oklahoma City. Are we really going to sit here and say that Arkansas didn't earn more of a ride out as the SEC tournament champions to play in Oklahoma City or play in Tampa, and you send them out west?
I just wonder, were you on the 5 line and maybe in a better spot, and then you win that SEC championship game, they feel the merit to move you to the 4 line, and that's just how it shook out. Yeah, I think when you win that I think maybe you move from the 5 to the 4, perhaps, with that win yesterday. And the brackets, the ink's not dry, but it's setting in.
Yeah, because Vandy's a 5.
And they make one swap there, and maybe you swapped with Vandy. I don't know. Only those that were inside that committee room could tell you the truth, but I think the late win probably moved you up a seed line, and that's where you landed.
Is Vandy in OKC or St. Louis? I
thought they were OKC.
Okay.
The bracket I have doesn't have the locations on it, but
on it.
I believe they're OKC.
Okay. So, to me, when I was listening to it on the car ride home, and I uttered an expletive because I'm like, geez Louise, Arkansas can't catch a break. Because then, by the way, you go to San Jose if you get through this weekend. The draw standpoint, the regional part of your draw, I don't hate that you might get an upset with High Point in Wisconsin. And, Hawaii, I don't hate that draw either. I'm a little Arizona. So
they may be closer to Portland than we are.
Yeah, no, they are. That's what Cal was joking about on SportsCenter yesterday. I wish you were in Duke's 1 seed because I think of the 4 teams: Arizona, Michigan, Duke, and Arizona, Michigan, and Florida. You match up with Duke the best, especially with their point guard, and don't know his status just yet. Arizona's big, long, athletic. I know their Jane Bradley kid's dealing with a hand injury, kind of like I guess Malik was on his left hand. But it's going to be
you'd see them in the Sweet 16,
correct.
Perhaps.
It's going to be a predominantly Arizona crowd, being that San Jose, you've got a huge California base in Arizona, and just again, all 1 seeds are good, but if I had my druthers, I would rather match up against Duke again than Florida, Michigan, or what you have in Arizona. But again, I don't hate your regional draw.
Wisconsin won't be easy if they win their game. That 5-4 matchup won't, you'll have to play your best to survive that.
But you were talking about, again, Oklahoma and Ole Miss and kind of the setup with no Alabama, no Florida for Arkansas. I mean, I could very easily see High Point upsetting Wisconsin. That's going to be a popular upset pick. So maybe you get lucky in a sense of who you play to get to the Sweet 16. Just don't love seeing Arizona on the other side, but you're going to play any good 1 seed unless something crazy happens.
All right, everybody's on fire for the Hogs right now. If you're wanting single-game tickets to baseball, they had a big series win over Mississippi State. You can go to ArkansasRazorbacks.com or SeatGeek.com. Northern Colorado tomorrow evening, and then a Wednesday afternoon 3 o'clock start with Northern Colorado in a Tuesday, Wednesday midweek series. So go to ArkansasRazorbacks.com for single game tickets. Also find them at SeatGeek.com, the official resale marketplace of the Arkansas Razorbacks.
All right, Hog Update coming up. Going to hear from John Calipari post-win over Vanderbilt. Dave Van Horn as well, as they get a series victory over Mississippi State. And we can hear from you at 877-377 Lewis Automotive Group Hotline. Here on a Hot Take Monday, Arkansas wins the SEC Tournament Championship for the 2nd time ever.
Live on your favorite radio station.
I said, guys, it's another game. We're trying to get better. Let's see where we are. Nick Pringle in the back said, hell no. Bull. This is for a championship.
You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt. We're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville, your headquarters for all things Razorback.
From clothing items like Nike, Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many more,
to a wide range of home, office, and fan cave decorations.
We even have furniture, a pool table, stuff for the yard, garden, and too much other stuff to mention.
So no matter if you're headed to the game or watching from your living room, stop by the Stadium Shop at 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville. That's 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
or stop by the Interweb store at shoponrazorback.com.
Whoa, that's a first, Dad. You actually got it right. How'd you do that?
Well, I use that Googleator thing.
And we're back.
Anyway, that was shoponrazorback.com.
The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, and I have a plaque to prove it.
Folks, it just does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
Superstars Joe Klein and Pat Bradley for Arkansas's #1 sports app, Bet Saracen.
Joe, you know the main difference between Bet Saracen and those other guys?
Definitely. Easier to navigate. Always good parlays. Plus lots of fun choices. Like ping pong. Right there on the app.
But the real difference are those special promos.
Get $250 on us with your first $25 wager.
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
I think we kind of got, can I say screwed? I think we kind of got screwed.
This is The Morning Rush.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off. Or take 5.9% financing for up to 84 months. Lease the all-new 2026 GMC Canyon for as low as $399 a month with approved credit. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Taco Bell's new Lutz Value Menu has 10 extravagant indulgences, all $3 or less. As their official Lutzierge, I get a lot of questions about it from people who let the Lutz go to their heads. Like the ones who get the new mini taco salad in its crispy tortilla shell bowl and want to know if they should be eating it with a mini taco salad fork. Which, no. Just use the fork that comes in the bag. Don't let the Lutz go to your head. Try Taco Bell's new $3 or less Lutz Value Menu today. At participating Taco Bell stores while supplies last. Price and participation vary. Tax extra.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric, and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
This spring, you're organizing closets, decluttering drawers, and maybe even scrubbing places no one will ever look. But here's a thought. Why not declutter your internet, too? If your shows keep buffering, your games lag, or your video calls freeze, that's digital clutter, and you don't have to live with it. Switch to Wave Rural Connect Fiber for fast, reliable internet that keeps your home running clean and clear all season long. Visit waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372.
Whether it's torque, horsepower, or just extreme work, diesel trucks do their job. But when your diesel truck needs maintenance or repair, it's time to head to Extreme Diesel. Everything from standard maintenance to extreme repairs, including injector testing. Extreme Diesel delivers. They have the tools and service for your Cummins, Duramax, or Power Stroke. You trust your truck to deliver on your needs, and you can trust your truck at Extreme Diesel. 6630 Alma Highway between Van Buren and Alma. Check them out on Facebook or give them a call at 651-3363. They're bilingual.
Now offering CP4 solutions for both Chevy and Ford, as well as heavy-duty diesel repair and diagnostics.
Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful, not when you work with Tara Limbird and the Limbird Real Estate Group. With over $1 billion in real estate sold, Tara's team knows how to make the process simple, successful, and even enjoyable. They can provide you with a cash offer in 72 hours, or you can use Tara's high-octane marketing and sell your home for thousands over asking. When it's time to buy or sell, trust the team that delivers results. Go to LimbirdTeam.com. LIMBIRD.
Instant fun every day? That's a win. The chance at a life-changing jackpot? Win. Creating scholarships for Arkansas students? That's the biggest win of all. When you play the lottery, it's a win-win-win for Arkansas. So far, the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery has raised over $1.5 billion to fund more than 822,000 scholarships. Keep playing and winning, Arkansas. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
90 years. That's how long the Hug family has been a part of this town. Through dust bowls, downturns, and drive-thrus, we've been right here, selling trucks to grandfathers and now their grandkids. Because it isn't just about cars, it's about connection. We're proud to still be your local GM dealership after all these years. Hug Chevrolet GMC, since the beginning, still right here.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Come on, Pig. Arkansas is at home.
Gage Wood, no hits him. Allen has a wide open man. It's Childs. He's loose. He scores. Childs, please.
Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
ARKNSAS.
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush.
Go Hog.
Left side, Akuff drives in the paint, kicks it out. Brazil's open. Left wing three is good. Trevin with his 4-3. Akuff with his 9th assist.
Yeah, I mean, when you see one, anytime you see a couple go in early, you feel good. So, that definitely helped my confidence, going down the stretch. And also Coach Cal calling it out in the huddle that I was going to hit the dagger again, just like he did at Mizzou. So, just him having that confidence in me, my confidence in myself.
So Trevin Brazile lately, career high against Texas, ices the game against Missouri, and then ices in the SEC championship game as well. Follow that up, by the way, that three-pointer with a huge block, as Arkansas got 5 blocks in this one in the win over Vanderbilt. But I know Darius, again, named the MVP, deservedly so after what he was able to accomplish, not just yesterday, but over the weekend. But his supporting cast, man, they came through big time yesterday.
Yep, and, took advantage of the moment, took advantage of the matchup, and when it all came down to the end, and wheat from chaff, cream rose to the top, and it was Darius Akuff with 30 points. And I'm telling you that it's a real conversation. Is he maybe the best Razorback basketball player of all time? It's a hard one because he's got 1 year. we saw, for those of a certain age, you got to see Moncrief more. For those of a different age, you got to see Corliss Williamson more. There's been others in between, but really, maybe we're caught up in the moment, but this kid certainly looks like, at least as far as single-season greatest Razorback of all time, boy, he's in that conversation.
Yeah, Cal had
and there's more to come still.
Cal had plenty of positives to say about him after.
Darius said, going back, we got to get treatment. I'm stunned he was able to play 3 games, guys. I talked about if I have to hold him out this championship game for him, I will. And he looked at me like I was nuts. I'm playing, I'll play hurt, I don't care. And then the kid does the stuff he does. I mean, he has grown, and he's another one. I'll tell all the boys that are listening, you pass on this one, you will regret it. All of them.
Talking about NBA execs looking at him to potentially take over the point guard role for those teams. So Arkansas gets Hawaii this Thursday. Game is at 3:25 Central on TBS. I'm kind of surprised they didn't put them in primetime. You talked about like Cal.
Because you're playing Hawaii.
Okay. Is that I just think.
And you'd need to see who else is kind of lining up. I don't have all the matchups by chronologically, but with the way it lines up, I think if you were maybe playing something a little more high profile than that, but that Wisconsin-Arkansas game, if it pans out in the round of 32, will probably be in a prime spot and probably be later on Saturday versus earlier in the day would be my guess. Just, A, you're out west. You can only play so early out in those western pods anyway. And B, that, to me, would be a great primetime matchup.
All right,
but you got to go win one to make that happen.
Mm-hmm. We'll talk more baseball coming up, indoor track and field as well. But for now, that is your Hog update here on Hot Take Monday.
And it's brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions in Fort Smith and in Salisaw. Our girl Jackie, she's on it. She's licensed in both states, Arkansas and Oklahoma. So whether you're facing divorce or a custody issue when it comes to family law, contract matter when it comes to business, need help with estate planning, or you've been involved in a personal injury accident, whether it's a car wreck or a slip and fall case, Jackie's got you covered. 479-769-1505. Jackie also understands that you don't have $5,000 laying around for a retainer. That's why they make it simple to understand, with many of their cases involving flat fees that are easy to comprehend, down payments you can afford. And then when it comes to personal injury cases, no fee if they don't win your case for you. 479-769-1505 or go to mocklegalsolutions.com.
All right, let's go to Lafayette and chat with William this morning. William, go ahead. You're on the Morning Rush.
Good morning, gentlemen. Y'all doing all right?
Good, man.
Great. I'd like to get y'all's thoughts on this. So in our pod, we have Hawaii, High Point, and Wisconsin. I don't think any of those 3 teams could have beat Ole Miss or Oklahoma. And so when I hear this, we got an easy path to the championship. Okay, but I like the fact that we played 2 teams fighting for their lives, and we were in dogfights against OU and Ole Miss. And I think that that's going to help get our attention and focus on these lesser-known teams, right? And I think it's going to be a benefit. I'd like to get you guys' thoughts on that, right? We didn't get the big scout, right? But we got the conditioning I think we need, especially cognitive, to approach these early round games. And get y'all's thoughts on it. Also, Akuff, season's not over, right? I don't think we can make the case for best player ever, but the best season, I do. I think he has had the best season of any single Razorback as far as in season and SEC tournament. Now, what happens in the NCAA CBD? That dude's a player. All right, guys, go Hogs.
Thanks, William. Yeah, to your point about it's not over.
No, we're not done yet. We still got more to go.
That was Darius with the list lane after the game. That is good from that perspective. So you won 5 straight. You won 7 of 8, I believe.
10 of the last 12.
And 10 of the last 12. But a lot of those games have been close wins. So it is nice. And just from a serious standpoint, you can't make light of anyone in the NCAA tournament, and I don't expect that to happen on Thursday afternoon.
Well, and you don't want this to be the best part of your season. You hope that there's more to come. Or, yeah, you got the SEC tournament title, but you hope that's not the highlight of your year. All right, Bet Saracen's got all the odds. They're going to have all the lines. March Madness is here. It's the biggest time of the year, so download the Bet Saracen app on your phone. We'll have all the lines and odds as we move a little bit closer to the games and all the prop bets as well. It's Bet Saracen, Arkansas's favorite sports betting app.
Morning Rush Daily Question when we come back here on A Hot Take Monday.
Streaming live from
HitThatLine.com. And the payoff pitch is hit high in the air by Pompey. Deep in the center field. Back is Teal to the wall. Pompey will cause a melee here at Bob Walker Stadium.
You're listening to the Morning Rush.
Fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt. We're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville, your headquarters for all things Razorback.
From clothing items like Nike, Champion, Buck, Tom, many more,
to a wide range of home, office, and fan cave decorations.
We even have furniture, a pool table, stuff for the yard, garden, and too much other stuff to mention.
So no matter if you're headed to the game or watching from your living room, stop by the Stadium Shop at 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville. That's 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
or stop by the interweb store at shoponrazorback.com.
Whoa, that's a first, Dad. You actually got it right. How'd you do that?
Well, I use that Googleator thing.
And we're back.
Anyway, that was shoponrazorback.com.
The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, and I have a plaque to prove it.
Folks, it just does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
Superstars Joe Klein and Pat Bradley for Arkansas's #1 sports app. That's Saracen.
Joe, you know the main difference between Bet Saracen and those other guys?
Definitely easier to navigate. Always good parlays. Plus lots of fun choices like ping pong right there on the app.
But the real difference are those special promos.
Get $250 on us with your first $25 wager.
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
Playing here Sunday and having this kind of game, hopefully they'll say, let them rest till Friday. Not a chance.
This is the Morning Rush.
Save some green this spring at Rath Auto Resources. We've been hard at work getting ready for warmer weather. We've put our best roster of road-ready certified pre-owned cars on the ground, priced to move and backed by a comprehensive warranty. With our non-commissioned sales team, painless pricing playbook, and the nation's best lenders, Rath's got the River Valley's deepest bench ready to take all the hassle out of getting your next ride. Don't settle for just any used car. Make the switch to Road Ready Certified and save some green this spring at Rath Auto Resources. Voted best pre-owned cars in the River Valley. 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith. RathAutoFortSmith.com.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
Looking for a career with a company built to last? At Forsgren, we've been shaping the future of the River Valley since 1936. Nearly 90 years of excellence, innovation, and family-driven leadership. From sidewalks that still stand today to major infrastructure projects across the region, our legacy is built on quality and community. Apply now at GoForsgren.com. Join the Forsgren legacy, where your work becomes part of something lasting. Forsgren, building the foundation of the River Valley for 4 generations. Apply now at GoForsgren.com.
If you work the land, Wheeler Power Sports and Kawasaki want to work for you. The Kawasaki Agriculture Sales Program is delivering exclusive farmer incentives on Kawasaki off-road vehicles. Save $250 on a brute force. Save $500 on Kawasaki mules. And $750 on Kawasaki Ridges. This program runs through March 31st, and it can be combined with any other Kawasaki promotion. All you need is a registered farm ID, ag tag, exemption, or co-op membership. Wheeler Power Sports in historic downtown Fort Smith, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
At Dobson Fiber, we're helping you build stronger connections by bringing the fastest internet network available to your business. Why fiber? Fiber internet provides reliable, symmetrical, blazing speeds. Without any interruptions or buffering, you can rely on Dobson for all your data needs. With Dobson Fiber as your premium internet provider, you can focus on the things that matter and the connections you build. To see if fiber is available to you, visit Dobson.net. Dobson Fiber, building stronger connections.
Hurt your wrist on the pickleball court? Rolled your ankle chasing the game-winning play? Ozark Orthopedics is here when you need them the most. They've got orthopedic urgent cares open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday in Bentonville and Fayetteville. And get the free Hurt app for 24/7, 365 days a year injury advice from an orthopedic specialist. With Ozark Orthopedics, you get answers fast and avoid unnecessary trips to the ER. Download the free Hurt app today or visit ozark-ortho.com to learn more.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off. Or take 5.9% financing for up to 84 months. Lease the all-new 2026 GMC Canyon for as low as $399 a month with approved credit. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at carpatsocial.com.
All right, you've looked over the bracket. Maybe you've even filled yours out. By the way, you can enter our bracket contest at hitthatline.com, the Mach 1 Motorsports bracket contest. We'll tell you more about that. So now that you've slept on it, how far did the Hogs go in the NCAA tournament? Which round is their last? That's the Morning Rush Daily Question, brought to you by Cart Path Social.
Man, Arizona is going to be a tough matchup in Sweet 16 in San Jose. That's a long, physical, athletic team. Listen, I was so proud of what they were able to accomplish yesterday. I don't love the idea of playing the Wildcats to advance, but that's the draw you got. So I'll stick at Sweet 16 with the right to change my mind come Thursday, like 10:58 a.m. I should say.
Colton?
I said earlier on this season, before they even played any serious consequential games here, that I thought this team could be a potential Final Four team, and I can't really waver off of that because they're extremely talented. There is nobody in the country that is better than Darius Akuff. I do not care how good you think Cameron Boozer is. I do not care how good you think all of these people are from BYU and Darren Peterson. Darius Akuff is doing all this, and he's 5 inches shorter than those guys. He shoots the ball better. He plays zero defense. That's fine. We've got other guys that'll pick up on that defensive end for him. I think you beat Arizona if you get matched up with them. I think you're better than them. After that, who's to say? But I started with the Final Four. I can't change now.
Couple of things I've liked. Darius intentionally, if you watch the games, he intentionally, like there were times whether it's Tanner or Storr, one of the other guys, he intentionally tried to guard the opponent's other best guard at a certain point. Which I saw him wave off DJ or wave off Malik Thomas and say, I got him, which I liked. Second thing, Nick Pringle looks healthier to me. I don't think he's been healthy all season. I've watched him.
He's got a back problem.
Yeah, and he looked, and maybe I'm just reading too much into it. He looked like he had a little more bounce, a little more pep in his step.
The floor, really
running,
super
and
fast.
he was pivotal in that stretch for Arkansas. Didn't explode off the box score, but in order to beat a team like Arizona, he's going to have to play out of his mind from a defensive and rebounding standpoint. So those are two things that I like from a defense and rebounding from those two.
A guy from Harrison here with a great point. It's the tournament. Arizona could get knocked out in the second round. They're gonna who they playing? Long Beach in the first round or Long Island? That's they'll
who's their
dispatch
eight?
the
I don't.
Sharks.
I mean,
but they got Villanova or Utah State. Both of those teams are pretty salty. They can give them a run for their money.
But no one in this room has mentioned Wisconsin yet. That's just going to be a pushover.
Plays zero defense. They play zero defense.
Arkansas doesn't play defense at times.
They play
either.
zero defense.
Which team are you talking about?
They play zero defense and they score less than you do.
The deal with
significantly less.
The deal with Arkansas is you did like the defensive uptick that you saw, particularly in the SEC championship game, and there were parts in the Ole Miss and Oklahoma game that you like as well. They have all the capabilities offensively to win the whole stinking thing. It's like if you actually play defense and rebound, which they out-rebounded Vanderbilt in this game, which is a smaller team relative to Arizona, then you got a chance. But you're right. I mean, that round of 32 game, even if High Point beats Wisconsin, that's not an easy game either. So you're kind of staying. I wonder, will the team just like stay out west?
Yes.
Will you just go from Portland to San Jose? Why in the world would you travel 2,000 miles back to Fayetteville only to get on a plane, the next day?
Because the NCAA makes you.
Oh.
Because they arrange and pay for your travel.
Seth says Wisconsin's the Big Ten's Vanderbilt. We got them.
Okay.
Dan and Alma says, I'm with Ty. Arizona's going to be hard to beat. I'll give it to the Sweet 16.
Have either of y'all watched Hawaii play basketball
No.
at all this season?
They got that 7-footer, the big fish kid name.
That kid will give you some problems because of his size. He's no more skilled than anybody we've seen this season. He's a good basketball player. Hawaii, they will force you off the three-point line all day long. So you're going to have to get some different shots. It'll be a difficult game in the first round, just as much as any other game we've ever played.
That kid, Isaac Johnson's just going to be waiting for you in the middle. So that's why the Arkansas's mid-range, whether it's Billy or Darius, Malik at times, like that's an element that a lot of non-college basketball teams have. When those guys do get run off the three-point line, they can knock down the mid-range. What are you thinking, Tommy?
I worry about Wisconsin. I worry about some of the things, but maybe it's just my anxiety. I'm going to go ahead and say Sweet 16, but I don't think getting out of the first weekend is just going to be a cakewalk.
No.
So if you're expecting two easy ones and then we'll figure out Arizona, I think you're in for a surprise how tough it's going to be to get out of the first weekend.
Let's go to this time last year. So you're heading to Providence. You got three Hall of Fame coaches in one pod: Pitino, Self, Cal. I think you're a lot more confident this year about your chances to make the second weekend you were last year, based on the draw there, and then based on where your team is, which is exponentially better than they were a year before. But yeah, you're right. There's no reason to overlook Wisconsin, and hopefully this team doesn't do that. Hopefully there's no reason to overlook Hawaii either, and I'm already doing it here, not even a day into the tournament beginning this Thursday. And I guess if you want to count, this tournament begin Tuesday and Wednesday or Thursday?
Tuesday.
Okay.
Tuesday,
so
you got
Tuesday.
the play-in game.
I know.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's a rhetorical question.
No.
Does it in your mind?
Well, I mean, Cal made it a little bit confusing with the way he was taking a little pot shot yesterday. I guess we're going to play Wednesday.
Right. He was right. He was like he said, "Man, I hope they don't play us on Thursday." Sure enough, Thursday, early game, 2,000 miles. I mean, people get mad at him. He was dead on. Dead on. All right, that is your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily Question, brought to you by the #1 indoor golf facility, the #1 place for parties, events, March Madness. You can watch it at Cart Pass Social. They've got over 10 TVs that you can take it in. All the bays are open. Masters Invitational going on as well, where you can play Augusta National. Always something going on at Cart Pass Social, and it's always BYOB. 122 Grant Place in Lowell. Again, Cart Pass Social. Go to cartpasssocial.com.
Makes you wonder if he knew, if he had a little tip, someone in that room that had already given him a little insight before he made that comment.
Here's what he said.
We in the United States, it's one of the things I thought maybe they'd put us in another country. So
You're in Portland.
I thought Oklahoma City was a couple hours away. And are we playing Hawaii? In Hawaii? Where we? I don't even know where we're playing.
We're playing in Portland.
A guy from Harrison, we got screwed on location. Missouri gets to play in St. Louis. Alabama also in Tampa. Nebraska and OKC kind of that irritates me a little bit. But oh well, it's what your is. Now you know what you got to do, and we'll hopefully get a chance to see this Arkansas basketball team have success here in these next few games. Cal did, and so you heard that kind of joking with Reese Davis, Jay Billis, Jay Williams, and I think there might have been one other guy there. Cal had this to say yesterday. We are excited to be in the tournament, and yes, we are excited about going to Portland, a city that I've enjoyed being in. As a matter of fact, one of the best players we've ever coached, Terrence Jones, that lefty from back in the day, was from there. Looking forward to the trip, even though it's quite a distance. So it's a little sarcasm from him in the set. You ever been to Oregon?
No. I want to go to Bandit Dunes someday.
Yeah.
Portland's not anywhere on my list, but I would love to go to Oregon and play golf.
There's a lot of good golf out there.
I don't know a lot, but there's Bandit Dunes.
I don't know how you get a flight. I mean, we were looking yesterday. We looked at 5 different airports. We couldn't find anything for less than $1,000.
Well, some of that's just you need to fly tomorrow.
Mhm.
You know, some of that's just what
Because of
happens when
that.
it's a last-minute flight. They got you over a barrel, and they know it.
So we were kind of kicking this around yesterday. Do you chance? And I guess if you just get a refundable flight, it doesn't matter. But you're talking about not overlooking Hawaii or Wisconsin. If you want to go to next week, do you chance it?
No,
Just book
you're
a
not
flight,
chancing if it's a refundable ticket.
flight.
So what are you chancing?
That's fair. So postseason ticket wise, a lot of people have already requested. Ticket requests are going to be fulfilled based on membership level and priority points. You got to let them know, the foundation, by Tuesday the 17th, and students have access to it by 5 o'clock today to purchase tickets for this matchup. Anything else? What other games in the bracket? I'm going to be honest. My dad was asking me this yesterday. I was driving, so I didn't have a chance to necessarily look at it. Any games that you're really excited about outside of the Arkansas pod and just seeing who ends up where? Obviously, I'd like to see Villanova or Utah State take down Arizona in the round of 32. Any other games, though, that stand out?
Well, Nebraska's playing Troy, and Troy's going to be a very popular upset pick because Nebraska has never won an NCAA tournament.
Oh, wow.
game. Never. Not one time have they ever won an NCAA tournament game. So it's going to be huge pressure on the Cornhuskers. I have my eyes on that one, too, and that's probably going to be one of my upset picks. And then St. Mary's is just a tournament failure every year. So I'd take Texas A&M in that one, too.
Louisville has South Florida, who was in the AAC championship game in their first round. That's a 6-11. Winner likely to see Michigan State. I think that's interesting in the East when you look at it. Florida could play Clemson or Iowa. I think they're going to be looking to send a message. Vanderbilt will have to go through Florida in the second weekend if they're going to advance. You were mentioning Nebraska there as well. But those are some of the things out of the East and the South that caught my eye.
The one that stands out to me is McNeese State against Vanderbilt. Maybe because I like Shere Khan, their manager, but I also think that could be an interesting battle for that. The South Florida dynamic. So I listened to, I think it's Brian Hogston is the head coach there. His dad has dementia. He lives in New York. He's never seen his son coach a college basketball game. And this will be the first time that he gets a chance to do that. So there's kind of
And
this.
what's interesting about that, Ty, is that he also has some connections to Syracuse, who's currently looking for a coach. So what a great time to meet him when you're up there in Buffalo.
Okay.
But also in that South Florida game, featuring Morrilton Zone, Joseph Pinion.
Okay. And Jerry McNamara, I know, is coaching Siena. I wonder if he'll be a former national champion for the Orangemen. I wonder if he'll be in that consideration for that job. I think Alabama and Hofstra could be interesting. Maybe I'm
Don't they line up with Texas Tech in the second round potentially? Yeah, that could be interesting.
Yeah, Akron and Tech, that should be a good one, potentially. Again, I need to look over this more in depth, but this will be something. Have you guys selected your final? I don't know who my Final Four is going to be just yet. Do you have any?
I hadn't even filled out. I hadn't even made a first pass at the bracket yet. But
are you going to share your bracket online like everyone else?
we got our bracket contest. So, yeah, our brackets will be up. Yours, all of our brackets here with the ESPN Arkansas crew will be up in the ESPN Arkansas Mach 1 Motorsports Bracket Challenge. It's our version of March Madness. You can go to hitthatline.com and enter your bracket right now in our March Madness motorcycle giveaway. You could win a motorcycle. All you got to do is be entered, and then we'll be telling you more about how you could win the motorcycle as well. None of this would be possible without our presenting sponsors, Moix RV of Arkansas, Swift's Jewelry in Fayetteville, trusted as your hometown jeweler since 1956. Twin Peaks and Rogers and Butler Furniture in Mountain Home. We got prizes for each round, so be sure and enter now. It's the Mach 1 Motorsports ESPN Arkansas Bracket Challenge. Tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day, and if you're thinking about green beer, also be thinking about how you're going to get home. Unfortunately, the holiday includes drunk drivers taking to the streets. St. Patrick's Day is one of the deadliest holidays in our nation this time of the year. In 2023 alone, 63 people lost their lives in drunk driving crashes over the St. Patrick's holiday weekend. There's just no excuse for drunk driving. It's illegal, it's deadly, and you think the bar tab's expensive. That arrest and everything that goes with it will be as well. Don't depend on the luck of the Irish. Please remember, drive sober or get pulled over. This message brought to you by the Arkansas Highway Safety Office.
fans. This is Elizabeth.
This is Robert.
And this is Matt. We're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville, your headquarters for all things Razorback.
From clothing items like Nike, Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many more,
to a wide range of home, office, and fan cave decorations.
We even have furniture, a pool table, stuff for the yard, garden, and too much other stuff to mention.
So no matter if you're headed to the game or watching from your living room, stop by the Stadium Shop at 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville. That's 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
or stop by the Interweb store at shoponrazorback.com.
Whoa, that's a first, Dad. You actually got it right. How'd you do that?
Well, I use that Googleator thing.
And we're back.
Anyway, that was shoponrazorback.com.
The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, and I have a plaque to prove it.
Folks, it just does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
Superstars Joe Klein and Pat Bradley for Arkansas's #1 sports app. That's Saracen.
Joe, you know the main difference between Bet Saracen and those other guys?
Definitely easier to navigate. Always good parlays. Plus lots of fun choices. Like ping pong. Right there on the app.
But the real difference are those special promos.
Get $250 on us with your first $25 wager.
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
This is the Morning Rush.
Save some green this spring at Rath Auto Resources. We've been hard at work getting ready for warmer weather, and we've put our best roster of road-ready certified pre-owned cars on the ground, priced to move and backed by a comprehensive warranty. With our non-commissioned sales team, painless pricing playbook, and the nation's best lenders, Rath's got the River Valley's deepest bench ready to take all the hassle out of getting your next ride. Don't settle for just any used car. Make the switch to Road Ready Certified and save some green this spring at Rath Auto Resources. Voted best pre-owned cars in the River Valley. 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith. RathAutoFortSmith.com.
Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Bush. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023, Anheuser-Busch, Bush Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call your local Service Master Clean at 646-4087. Service Master Clean is an industry leader and can remove the toughest stains from your home or office. And they back their work with a satisfaction guarantee. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. Call your local Service Master Clean, 479-646-4087. That's 646-4087 or online at servicemasterpc.com.
Since 1974, the folks in the River Valley have trusted West Ark Yamaha in Fort Smith for quality and service you just can't find at those big box stores. Now expanding into zero-turn mowers, West Ark Yamaha carries Bobcat, a high-quality commercial mower built to perform, and World Lawn, the best value in zero-turn mowers. Plus, they stock Husqvarna chainsaws and Red Max blowers and trimmers. West Ark Yamaha services what they sell. Right now, get 0% financing on all mowers. West Ark Yamaha, serving Fort Smith since 1974.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Enclaves at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. That's $4,000 off and 4.9% financing for up to 84 months on this luxurious third-row SUV. Or drive the brand-new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover, for as low as $399 per month. These are limited-time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith, or online at harryrobinson.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, mostly sunny, blustery, and much cooler with highs around 40, northwest winds gusting to 40 miles an hour. Clear skies tonight, chilly with lows in the low to mid-20s. Mostly sunny and a little bit warmer for Tuesday with highs in the low to mid-50s. I'm Matthew Harding with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
This weather information is brought to you by The Solid Rock, your source for inspirational gifts, home decor, women's boutique items, personalized Bibles, and more.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, you're listening to ESPN 95.3.
ERX Paris Fort Smith.
This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Michelob Ultra.
You could drink beer.
The superior light beer for the social athlete.
Akuff, right side, nearly lost it, has to fire away from the sideline, and it goes. He was about to lose the ball out of bounds. He saved it by firing it at the rim. It's a three-pointer. 9 seconds, 8 seconds. Akuff going to go to work on Tanner. 3 from the top of the key is good. McLaughlin comes to double. Darius lobs it for Richmond, and Billy throws it down. The Razorbacks are going to dribble it out, and the Hogs have won this tournament for the first time in 26 years.
This is for a championship. And I said, if that's what you need me to say, great, let's go get this championship. I mean...
No, we're not done yet. We still got more to go.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
Produced by Colton Little with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft. This is the Morning Rush.
You know, it's pretty crazy. As good as Arkansas basketball has been over the years, that's only their second time to win the SEC tournament championship. 26 years apart, the Razorbacks take it over Vanderbilt 86-75 on Sunday afternoon in Nashville in Bridgestone Arena. Guys, the amount of confetti, I don't know how much the SEC spent on confetti, guys. That was the most confetti I think I've ever seen at a celebration. It was nuts. And all the guys were taking it in, from cutting down the nets to Cal doing his shimmy shake and dancing up on stage.
That was great.
Quite a scene, quite a moment in Nashville, Tennessee.
You know, if you were at home watching, you didn't get to see that because they immediately went to a different game. Went to the AAC championship.
Cut it?
Yes.
Yeah, you didn't get to see any of that. So
Oh.
I don't know if you could have logged into the app and found it, but all we were able to see for those that weren't in Nashville was just highlights or social media clips or whatever.
Well,
So-
you know, you wonder sometimes, like, hey, do regular season championships or tournament championships prior to the actual postseason beginning, do they matter? Well, it mattered to those kids. It mattered to the coaching staff, and it mattered to John Calipari and the rest of the guys that helped make this possible. And frankly, we wondered, it's like, hey, will this elevate you? Well, it got you on the 4 line. Now, unfortunately, sitting out of Portland, Oregon, who knows if they were still a 5, they'd lost that game when they'd be playing in Oklahoma City or St. Louis or something like that. But that's the setup, and now you know your games here in the coming weeks, or excuse me, this weekend with the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors, and then potentially Wisconsin or High Point this weekend.
Hey, if you're thinking about upgrading your mower game before the season kicks into high gear, now is the time, and the Hustler Pro Series event is happening now at WT Equipment. 20% in savings or more on select commercial mowers, plus take advantage of additional fleet savings from Hustler Turf Equipment. And it's not just commercial. WT Equipment is fully stocked with both commercial and residential Hustlers, ready for crews and homeowners alike. These machines are built to handle long days and tough jobs. So whether you're upgrading your fleet or just your own lawn, stop by WT Equipment today and visit WTEquip.com and lock in the savings.
We got a response on YouTube. Apparently, it was on the app.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't have to. Like, as an Arkansas fan, you just want to be able to watch. You don't care about the AAC championship.
Why didn't they just put there's probably baseball on the SEC network, but that's, again, we have SEC Network Plus on the guide Why don't we just use it for stuff like that? It's beyond me why we don't.
Jim and Fort Smith texting in here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. I just want to say Kentucky fans can suck it. We won, and we got new championship T-shirts. Oh, by the way, let me tell you about something. So, listen, inflation's happening everywhere. I get that. But any guess, any gander what those SEC tournament shirts cost?
$35.
More than that.
Wow.
Try again.
I wouldn't have paid it.
Colt or Tommy?
40?
45
45
for a T-shirt. And I was mad.
I'll give it back to you.
No,
I feel bad.
No,
well, yeah, apparently the price is an issue.
No,
so
stop.
I mean,
that's not the point. The
you need $90
the
back.
point is, listen, give Arkansas fans credit. I get up there on Saturday, and I'm thinking, all right, I'm going to get some Arkansas shirts. And then I was like, hey, can I get 2 XLs and a large? And it's like, we're out of Arkansas shirts. I was like, what? It's Saturday. It's the second day. It's like, yeah, we ran out yesterday. I was like, geez Louise. So Arkansas fans bought a bunch of apparel yesterday, but yeah, $45 for a T-shirt. $45. And I'm guessing the NCAA tournament ones in Portland are going to be like 50 or 55. But that's just that's another tangent for another day.
Do you feel guilty now, Colton?
No, you should feel. Okay, that was not the point. That was not where I was trying
sounded
to
like we were supposed to feel guilty of accepting this gift from Ty.
The point was that is outrageous, and yet people like me still pay for it nevertheless.
So you need the $55 for us when you go to the tournament?
No,
you need us to spot
I'm
that
good.
one?
I am okay. I am okay.
I'll just tell you right now that that commemorative coin I brought back from the Capitol did not cost $45.
Did it
so,
not? Okay.
No,
I figured that. Well, we'll figure
more
it
like
out.
15. You know,
that's honestly
maybe 20. I don't remember, but it was not 45
for all of them together. You got
no. It was like $50 for all of them, but
it also that is like I'm not necessarily buying SEC tournament stuff because I've been there a decent amount, but that's I mean you can only say you got a shirt from one of only 2 times that Arkansas won the
Robert at the Stadium Shop, I'm certain, is in a matter of a day or two, we'll have SEC Tournament Championship T-shirts and apparel. So if we're worried at all about being able to get something to commemorate the tournament championship, I bet Robert and the crew will have something for us soon.
Let's talk to Kevin and Rogers this morning here on Hot Take Monday via the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Kevin, what's up?
Hey, Ty, Tommy, how we doing?
Man, we're doing
good,
great.
Tommy?
How could you be doing much better on a day like today?
Yeah, I was really happy. I mean, I was really, really thrilled. I'm not going to Colton gave me, well, I called in, but I wasn't going to mention it, but since he brought it up, Ty, I told you about Ole Miss, Alabama, so I'm just going to say that about that. To remind you about that. I told you if they didn't come out ready to play, that Ole Miss would. It may be a surprise, so I just had to tease you about that. But hey, those things happen. Let's talk about the bracket just a little bit. Well, one thing I do want to say, Tommy, and you can remember this, I'm sure. I don't think we're too far apart. I was at the Final Four in '78. I was a small pup, but we were at the Checker Dome. So I go back quite a ways. Sidney Moncrief. I personally, and Corliss was outstanding. We won a national title. That was really a system-based team of Nolan's, as you know. There were games where Corliss was not dominant all year. He's definitely top 2 or 3 we've ever had. In Sydney, we haven't had a 3-level score since Todd Day, let's be honest, like him, in my opinion. And Tommy, I want you to comment on this. I mean, to me, you know, we hadn't had a point guard since Lee Mayberry like him, but for a 3-level scorer, and just when he needs to make that shot,
and to be the point guard. So he's playing the 1 and scoring 30. I mean, the different Todd was playing the 2, you know, because Lee was handling the ball. So, I mean, it's the added pressure of that. So I would agree the scoring similarities I would definitely compare to Todd Day. And I don't remember, and it was later in his career, but how many 20-point games he had. That was one thing, is how consistent Todd Day was with getting 20 or more points. We have started to see this out of Akuff, and I think if he had 3 years here, and I'm not suggesting he should, but if he had 3, he probably would easily go down as one of the greatest Razorbacks statistically and just from what he turned in of all time. If they don't get to the Final Four, you wonder how that tarnishes his legacy here in just 1 year. And, you know, that's the one thing he's going to be without when compared to Todd Day, Lee Mayberry, Corliss Williamson, Sidney Moncrief, Ron Brewer, Delph. All those guys had Final Fours on their resume. I don't know that it's fair to look at it that way, but that will be part of his legacy if they don't achieve that in the next few weeks that he won't have.
All right. I agree. Totally agree. One other thing, bracket-wise, yeah, I mean, we were the fourth number one or fourth seed. That's just kind of what happens. Really, Vanderbilt, even though they got the 5 and get to go to Oklahoma City, they kind of got snowed into seeding. I know everybody says we beat them twice, but metric-wise, I mean, they could have been a 3 still. I mean, because of who they beat. I mean, their net was 13, and wins above the bubble, they were in the top 10. I mean, so they were like ranked 9th. So I was surprised they dropped to a 5. Regarding our bracket, I mean, obviously we need to do like Cal says, we don't need to look too far ahead. That High Point Wisconsin game is going to be real interesting. High Point is a lot better than people say or people look. I mean, that's a 5-12. I mean, and that line's only about 8.5 right now. So that tells you a little bit about what the bookmakers think. But if we do play Wisconsin, I agree with Tommy. That's not an easy bracket there. I mean, Wisconsin, keep in mind, played a team that everybody thought could go undefeated. They beat Michigan on their home floor. I mean, and you talk about a team that we played against the Bamas and Vanderbilts and A&Ms that shoot tons of threes. It ain't like anything you see with this team. This team made 15 or 16 threes in their conference tournament against Michigan and still lost.
Yeah.
They're going to put up 45 threes. That's all they're going to do. I mean, it's 80% of their scoring, but, I'm rooting for High Point. I'm going to pick them as an upset in that 5-12. But, obviously, the thing about Arizona is, and Tommy, you know this also, and Ty, historically, they seem to have a bad round game sometimes, and they don't always make it as far as they're supposed to make it. So that's all I got to say. Thanks, guys.
Let's hope it's against us. Yeah, Arizona has lost a lot of initial games, not necessarily expected, whether it was under Sean Miller, Tommy Lloyd's the old Mark Few disciple that's there now. And I guess you played him. Last time you played when Lute Olson was the coach? Back in the 90s? In the tournament, at least?
Yeah, in the tournament.
Yeah, so that is a lot of tradition there. And again,
let's get through Hawaii and potentially Wisconsin before we worry about next weekend.
I do find it fascinating. So Kevin kind of gave his age there. He was at the Final Four in '78 when Arkansas made it for the first time ever under
I'd
Coach
have been
Sutton.
3.
Yeah, but that's and I don't know how old Kevin was because he didn't share. But again, you can just tell by that that he's a middle-aged to older guy, and talking about the level of Darius. I always like taking okay, I'm 31. A lot of what I see nowadays, I didn't get a chance to watch these outstanding players that have come through our basketball program. But when you have older gentlemen or gals that are just remarking and saying all these positive things about Darius that they've never seen a player, it makes you take notice. And I don't want to ever jump the gun on a player that I've seen today because I didn't get a chance to watch a lot of those guys back 20, 30, 40 years ago. But in the mind of Kevin, Darius is as good as
he's as good as any of those guys. I mean, but those guys we reference over a 3-year span.
Mm-hmm.
We've got 1 year. We've got 30 games. It's really not it's unfair to Darius. I mean, I'd love for him to come back another year, but why would he? I mean, he's going to do more for this program in being a top 5 draft pick than he would be in some regards. Now, I'm not suggesting him playing another year wouldn't do more, but this is exactly the kind of player he is. Think about this. Going to be a one and done, and in many people's respect, be a top half lottery pick. That tells you the greatness we're talking about here. And maybe the top drafted Razorback of all time. We'll just have to wait and see on that.
We can talk about the 30-piece, the 9 of 20 shooting, but he also added 11 assists. He had a double-double. And the willingness to guard some of the opponent's better players and trying to get better defensively. Is he a great
There's nothing
defender?
else like him out there. That's why I think he will go high, because it's not like, I mean, you get a 4 or 5 and the NBA's looking at, I mean, there's a lot to choose from. This is a generational talent that is there anyone else that really compares as a point guard?
No, Fleming's dropped off a little bit for Houston relative to what he was. Peterson plays the 2. DeBanza's a shooting forward. Boozer's a center.
mean, how often do you get a chance to draft a point guard like this?
A point guard that not only facilitates and runs the offense, but shoots nearly 50% on the three-point line. Nearly 50%.
Very physical. I know he had a couple rim out early in that game, but it is explosive around the rim. I don't know if you or Kevin, the 3-level scoring, mid-range, deep threes around the rim. Really, really impressive. And he's just
good enough to guard.
Yeah, for 19 years old, physical kid, and he's only going to get stronger and faster as he continues to age. All right, let's talk to Melvin. He's in Sheridan, home of the Yellow Jackets this morning. What's up, Melvin?
Man, I'm sorry, guys, but that conference title, it don't mean as much as they used to. It didn't help us at all in the seeding, and I think that's wrong as rain.
Well, what do you mean?
I don't understand.
Tell me why you don't think it helped, because I think you were a 5 and moved to a 4.
No, I think we was a 4, and we stayed at 4. I mean, we was already ranked.
Lenardi would disagree with you, because Lenardi had you as a 5.
In fact, all the bracketologists
had you as a 5. You win that game, and you move to a 4. So, Melvin, I disagree.
Well, you're good at that, but I feel like there's no
so was my wife.
For the SEC.
Yeah.
I don't think there's no respect for the SEC.
What do you? They got more teams in than any other conference.
Not going, but playing Thursday out on the West Coast after we played on Sunday. How's that respect?
I'll give you that point, but
how's that respect? They put us in one of the toughest positions around, and y'all want to talk about how they did us a favor? We won the SEC conference title, and none of those games were pushovers, and I just don't think they give us the respect we deserve, especially by making us play Thursday after playing on Sunday. That's my biggest gripe.
I don't listen. You're not wrong.
You're not wrong on that point.
We said just as much this morning. Like I think you should have switched with Nebraska and played in Oklahoma City. Both are 4 seeds, and they should have been sent out west. It didn't happen. By the way, if you win this weekend, you got to go back to Fayetteville and then go back out west to play in San Jose. So no, you're not. I don't know what you
agree with you on that point. I don't agree that you, Melvin. I think you did get the advantage of moving up a seed line.
Yeah.
And everyone in this room was just frightened by being a 5 seed. I mean, paralyzed with fear about being a 5 seed.
No longer.
And so moving to the 4 line has really lifted some anxiety with my broadcast partners here.
Well, like I said, I just don't think it's right for them to do that. And I would have felt better about it if we was like the number 1 4 seed, not the last 4 seed. I don't believe that. And you don't think we can whoop Nebraska about any day that they want to throw it up? How did they get a better draw? I'm just saying, if look at all the other 4 seeds, and if we're not better than them, tell me why.
All right. Melvin, thanks for the call. I think the bracket was pretty well set when Arkansas won that game. They moved off the 5 into the 4, and that was the swap they made, perhaps. And maybe Vanderbilt and Arkansas swapped. I don't know. Unless you were in that room and someone's willing to tell you exactly what happened, I think it was one of the last pieces of the puzzle that was decided by the selection committee.
Melvin, you can voice your displeasure in Indianapolis on the NCAA call line at 317-917-6222. I know people want to call their senators right now because of what's going on with TSA and the shutdown, but if you want to do that, you can do that. 317-917-6222, and you can yell at some intern.
The other 4 seeds,
based on how Arkansas got hosed.
The other 4 seeds are Kansas, Nebraska, and Alabama. So you lost the head-to-head to Alabama, so you're not going to be above them by any metric. They also had a better record than you, or a tied record with you in conference, and they played a harder schedule. Nebraska and Kansas also played in tougher conferences with more ranked teams. They're going to be above you every time if they have a similar record. So
you think the Big 10? You think the Big 10 is better than the SEC?
If you're going to say just because they got 1 less team in the tournament.
No, I'm just asking.
The SEC got 10, right?
Yeah,
that was the most.
10 and the Big 10 got 9, I believe.
Yeah.
So I think that the Big 10 more likely has a chance to win the championship than anybody in the SEC.
Michigan.
I don't know as a whole if they're better. The top half of the Big 10 is fantastic. And the bottom half is obviously very bad, but you could say that about any conference.
Purdue was a 7 seed and won the thing yesterday.
And they ended up they're 7 seed overall.
Yeah. They were 7 seed in their conference tournament.
But there are 2 here. And there are 2 in the NCAA tournament.
Okay. And they ended up winning the thing. They were preseason number 1 and it hadn't necessarily gone according to plan for for Matt Painter and company. But yeah, no, listen, Arkansas fans, it was funny. Did you watch the video when they were at Cal's?
Yes. His daughter's house.
Yes. Who's a doctor in Nashville, and the players like kind of smiled and kind of. It's one thing like when you see like Oklahoma City or St. Louis, Silver Cliff, you saw Portland, they like smiled and kind of clapped, and then people were kind of looking around like, oh, we got to go to Portland. Like this is a.
Well, it's for the team, you're flying private, you're flying a charter. I mean, it's another couple hours on the plane, but let's not act like it's the, they're not sending you out there by train. It's a little bit of a pain. It's a time zone adjustment. All of those things. Mm-hmm. For the fans, it's a bad deal because, as you said, the plane ticket we bought last night for you was in excess of $1,000. Now, hotel rooms, I got on and got your room almost immediately. Those were very reasonable, like within a mile of the Moda Center.
By the way, it's cheaper than the media hotel. So good job on your part.
So I mean, it's the plane ticket, but. Listen, it doesn't matter where you're flying. Mm-hmm. If you're going to fly with 2 days' notice, they're just going to pull your brains out through your nostrils. I mean, that's just the way it works.
Yeah.
Your wallet's going to come out through your nostrils, I guess I should say.
Yeah. It was funny to hear live fan feedback on Broadway.
I think we kind of got, can I say screwed? I think we kind of got screwed.
I love Arkansas fans post games or leading up to that. But
we can't just enjoy the moment, can we? No. We always got to think that someone's out to get us.
Battered Razorback fan syndrome. It's real.
It is. It was an enjoyable moment on on Sunday. Watching this team do what they did in the SEC tournament. I think. So we joked about the confetti earlier and how much the SEC spent. The net cutting tradition. Like I wasn't there in 2000. Did you go in 2000? Where was that tournament at?
I was in Atlanta.
Okay. Did you go to that?
I was not there.
Okay. I'm assuming they did the same thing like they did you just hadn't seen that. You do it on the way to a Final Four. So if Arkansas was to win the region, like I guess last time was in '95. I'm trying to remember if they did.
I think they cut the nets down at most conference tournaments, right?
Yeah. What I'm saying is it's just like you haven't seen a lot of that from an Arkansas.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Let me reframe and just that type of moment.
Florida cut the nets down in their building the night they beat Arkansas and captured a share. Mm-hmm. So. When you conquer a championship conference or conference tournament, I mean it's
a big.
It's one of the few things you get to do like that. Football doesn't have anything like that. Baseball doesn't have anything like that. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know where it began. That'd be a great Peyton Manning show or something. The tradition of cutting down the net. Where did that all begin?
Mm-hmm. Which Cal's done several times since being.
Right.
Employed as a head coach in both Lexington and in Fayetteville as well. He's 28-9 overall in the SEC tournament. Titles in 10, 11, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 26. And I can't help but
when's
wonder.
When's the last time Kentucky won an SEC title? Or SEC tournament title?
18. I can't help but wonder. We did get this text earlier.
Still glad he's gone, guys?
Yeah. What was it? Jim in Fort Smith. Texting in about that. I can't help but wonder how they're feeling in Lexington. Colton brought up an important point. They do get potentially Iowa State, which Iowa State is notorious for choking in the tournament, so maybe they can win that. But if Arkansas was to go on, let's say, another second weekend, and Pope and company get bounced either in the first or second game, they are going to be irate. And it's been fun to watch. We talk about our fans, occasionally from time to time not enjoying the moment. Like that fan base is almost cannibalizing itself.
So bad.
I watched a dejected. So Matt Jones is like the biggest, not our Matt Jones, not Whole Hog Sports Matt Jones. Matt Jones is the biggest name
Kentucky Sports Radio.
Kentucky Sports. He is like when he got more applause than Mark Pope did when he asked a question at his opening presser. And I watched it, and I think Matt's incredibly talented. He's insane. What he's built is unbelievable. I watched a dejected Matt Jones on, I guess this Friday or Saturday, walk into a bar. Lifeless. Good. And it was just, and listen, again, I like the guy. I think he's insanely talented, but I did take a lot of pride and pleasure watching that guy, the face of Kentucky sports media, in pain, in emotional pain. And that was prior to Arkansas winning the thing. So I guarantee you he's even more ticked off this morning with Arkansas winning the SEC championship, as every other Big Blue Nation member is when Arkansas cut down the nets yesterday.
Yeah. Man, I've been on the road a lot, as those listening every day know, and it's required several flights out of XNA. You've got flights coming up. I mean, we're all moving around. There's games in town for baseball, a lot happening. Spring break's a week away for most of us. If you're looking for a place to stay in Northwest Arkansas, the Inn at the Mill is the place we always call our home away from home. When we got an early morning flight, need to be close to the airport. It's 23 minutes door to door. In at the Mill to XNA. I can tell you because I've done it a couple times in the last week or so. You get up, get on 612, boom, 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 there you are. And it works real easy. Close to everything in Northwest Arkansas. The Inn at the Mill is conveniently located off the Johnson exit. That's exit 69. The thing I love is I got stuck in that weather last week, was in Charlotte. It was like 10 o'clock at night. I called the Inn at the Mill. Hey, need a room. In about 30 seconds, I had a reservation. I pull up. They know I'm coming. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. They hand me my key, initial a form. Boom, I'm in my room 3 minutes later. I mean, they just make it so easy, friendly, and convenient because I don't like to waste a lot of time, and I know you don't either. 479-443-1800 is their number. 443-1800. I bet if you call right now, Jennifer answers the phone, but one of their friendly staff will answer it 24 hours a day and get you set up. And once you're in their system, getting a reservation the next time is just so simple and easy. 479-443-1800 or online at inatthemill.com.
All right, when we come back, SEC update. Got to look at the teams that SEC opponents have in this upcoming bracket starting on Thursday. I know we got the first 4 games tomorrow and on Wednesday as well. Stay with us. It is a Hot Take Monday here on ESPN Arkansas.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive hotline at 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive, where the ultimate challenge is back and 600 vehicles must be sold in March.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-777-1225. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-777-1225. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-777-1225. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-777-1225. 800-777-1225 or biglou.com.
We're holding our seat, and Nick Pringle in the back said,
Hell no.
This is the Morning Rush.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Winter has arrived, bringing frosty mornings, holiday travels, and unpredictable roads. That's why it's the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart. From top quality tires to expert service at competitive prices, we've got you covered. Visit our Fort Smith location at 9700 Highway 271 and let us prepare your vehicle for everything winter has in store. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Spring is here, and it's the perfect time to upgrade your home. If your garage door needs repair or you're ready for a new look, call Precision Garage Door. From broken springs and openers to brand new doors, they provide expert service and professional installation. Fully licensed and insured, with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers, and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call 844-PDS-DOOR or visit PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Precision Garage Door, voted the best in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
When you need tough and paint just isn't enough, check out River City Coatings in Van Buren. When it comes to your metals, paint can peel and crack over time. Whether it's your patio furniture, rims or trims on your automobile, or heavy equipment, no one has time for a redo. Powder coating provides the toughness you need. Preserve your investment with powder coating from River City Coatings. River City Coatings, certified John Deere, Caterpillar, ISO 9001, Packer, and UL provider of tough. River City Coatings, 471-7675 or online at rivercitycoatings.com.
Looking for a fun way to get your kids outside and learning a new skill? The Bend Garen Youth Golf Academy is teeing off March 24th, open to ages 3 through 16. This exciting program teaches the fundamentals of golf in a fun, encouraging environment for beginners and young players of all skill levels. Spots are limited, so don't wait to get your young golfers signed up. And while you're thinking about golf, Bend Garen Golf Course is still offering 2026 annual memberships. Enjoy a year of great golf at one of the most played golf courses in the River Valley. Call 479-646-5301 or visit Bend Garen Golf Course today to learn more and register.
Whether it's torque, horsepower, or just extreme work, diesel trucks do their job. But when your diesel truck needs maintenance or repair, it's time to head to Extreme Diesel. Everything from standard maintenance to extreme repairs, including injector testing. Extreme Diesel delivered. They have the tools and service for your Cummins, Duramax, or Power Stroke. You trust your truck to deliver on your needs, and you can trust your truck at Extreme Diesel. 6630 Alma Highway between Van Buren and Alma. Check them out on Facebook or give them a call at 651-3363. They're bilingual.
Now offering CP4 solutions for both Chevy and Ford, as well as heavy-duty diesel repair and diagnostics.
We have a simple formula at Shelter Insurance. Provide personalized coverage at great rates with local agents to help you choose the coverage you need. And if the unexpected happens, fulfill our promise to be there when you need us most. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Call your local shelter agent, Ryan Hughes in Fort Smith.
Top CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050. COP CDL Academy.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion.
You know, every game is a dogfight. We're about the toughest there is. Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
The Hogs have finally climbed the hill. It's the first SEC tournament championship for Arkansas.
Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
That's turned out to be a better game than what people thought it was going to be because Ole Miss did so well in the SEC tournament. You know, Auburn beat three champions this year. They beat Florida, they beat St. John's, and they beat Arkansas. They played the toughest schedule in the country. Don't know they were rewarded for it. It's hard to get another couple of SEC teams in when the SEC already has 10.
My goodness gracious. Cry me a river. One game above 500, 7-11 in the SEC. This wasn't a tournament team. And it was like one of those things where Bruce Pearl's a tremendous basketball coach. And I'm glad that he's not at Auburn anymore. I'm glad that Nepo Pearl's the head coach there. He transformed that school from a basketball standpoint and the success they had. But like, I don't know why even after the fact it's just let it go.
That was so
just
cringe.
let it go. And apparently, I guess awful announcing or someone else found out that he's still on the Auburn payroll, which is like Saban with Bama and this, and I think Jay Wright with Villanova at one point in time. But I did find that kind of funny.
Well, Bruce Pearl, Ty, you said he's a tremendous basketball coach. That's about where the list of things that he's tremendous at ends, because that is disgusting. That's so bad. It's so terrible. And I understand that you're up there and that your son is the coach and that you would protect your son at all costs and you'd lobby for him. But they had no business being in that tournament. They lost, I think it was 7 out of their last 10 games. They were flat in the SEC tournament, and they were only holding on to the fact that they played a good schedule early on and had a couple of good wins against Arkansas and other teams, and they had a decent net rating, but that's it. They were terrible down the stretch, and they did not look like they belonged in the tournament. Like you said, you got to let that go.
So are you who are you going to be? Are you going to be dad? Are you going to be coach? Are you going to be commentator? You got to figure out where you're at and what you're doing. Sitting on the front row and being videoed cursing at that's not. I mean, if you're being paid by Auburn, that doesn't really represent the university well. It doesn't represent yourself well. It may set well with certain parts of your fan base, but it doesn't put you in a great light. So sometimes you let the emotions of the moment. You're 3 rows back. You're not on that coach. You're not in that coach's seat anymore. Sometimes you got to let that emotions go, and that's hard when you're dad. It's hard when that was your team. It's hard when you have the emotional connection. My guess is it will get easier for him as time moves on, and he doesn't have the connection to the players that he still has with many of those guys on that roster.
All right, so keeping your SEC update going, 10 teams from the conference making it into the tournament, the most of any conference so far.
Clarify, Auburn's not one of those.
Yes, just to clarify. Arkansas going to Portland, would rather be in Tampa or in Oklahoma City, like, say, Missouri or Texas A&M or Vanderbilt, but did not get that draw in that setup. Guys, I'm half tipted. Tommy, you were away when me and Colton were talking about this. So this is from Mike Rodak, who covers Alabama for Bama 247. Aiden Holloway was arrested this morning on a first-degree possession of marijuana charge after a search of his residence by West Alabama Narcotics Task Force, according to a Tuscaloosa police spokesperson. He's the second leading scorer on the team, the former Auburn transfer. I don't know how Nate Oates is going to handle this when they play Hofstra this week.
He'll start him.
He's going to let him play. Yeah.
He'll start him. So it's a first-degree marijuana charge?
Possession of a marijuana charge.
Again, I need to know more on how much this was, but you must have really ticked somebody off if they're, unless this was like, I don't know how you weigh that in kilos, pounds. Pardon me for not having the experience, but man, if this kid had a few joints or whatever, some personal, you must have really made somebody mad if you got arrested for that. You must have really showed your hind end when the police showed up for whatever other reason they were really there. Because no one gets arrested for that stuff anymore.
No, if it's a few joints, the drug task force from Alabama Narcotics Task Force is not showing up.
There's
They'll
more
send PD for that.
Yeah, there's more to this story than probably that initial report. But
he was trapping out the tea, man.
Yeah, well, I don't know, but there's more to this than we're being told at this point.
Hammer Hofstra. He got the off the field. I mean, Bama got bounced Friday by Ole Miss, and then they got this happening. So maybe Oates was ticked about that, which was fun to listen to. But hopefully Alabama gets knocked out of the first round. Might have to pick Speedy Claxton and Hofstra in that.
Are you saying they're going to get smoked?
Oh, that'd be nice. Vanderbilt against McNeese. That could be another popular upset pick. Missouri trying to take down Miami and St. Louis. Missouri getting to play in St. Louis.
That ain't right, is it?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like
Portland.
Oh,
you
God.
watch them down the stretch, though. They'll do some Missouri things. They'll probably end up.
They don't have great guard play. That's
Terrible.
their issue. Mitchell's an unbelievable player. He's killed us twice. Arkansas was able to get out of both those games, but their guard play is just so up and down.
What was the name of that guy that took Anderson's spot when they were the 2 seed and got beat?
Frank Haith.
Whatever happened to Frank Haith? He was at Miami and then. Yeah, whatever happened to Frank Haith?
They got bounced by Norfolk State, I believe.
Yeah, I believe that's right.
That was the interaction him and Mike had that one time when Mike was going to kick his ass. That was so.
Frank Haith is a current assistant coach right now at Texas A&M.
All right, there you go.
Okay, yeah.
We should have known that.
Okay, well, that is. You got anything else you want to add in there? That's all I had. Anyone else have anything for the SEC update? Trying to think.
10 teams in.
10 teams
10 teams in. All right, that's your SEC update. Brought to you by APAC and Standard Materials Group. 479-587-3300 is their number. Rock, sand, asphalt, and ready-mix concrete with all the things and all the details you need. When it comes to ready-mix concrete, no one's more on top of the variables and the details than APAC and Standard Materials Group. So call them, talk to one of their professionals, get your job done right. Whether it's a big job or a small job, they have you covered. 479-587-3300 for APAC and Standard Materials Group.
Sean texting in, Nate Oates is a crook. I'm positive he's okay with his players being just like him. I can't stand that guy. David says, wrong place, wrong time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, Kentucky's playing. Thanks, Cliff. Kentucky's playing in St. Louis, too.
Yeah, because they needed an advantage.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if winning that game or getting moved as a result of winning that game really helped you.
I think, so to me, it helps you from a competition standpoint of who you would have played in like the 12-5, and that next game you're playing a 4 seed, which is a little tougher than what you would be as playing the 5 seed. But going 2,000 plus miles to Portland doesn't help anybody.
Well, it's bad for your fans. I mean, I think we overstate what it means to the team, but let's just say what if Vanderbilt and Arkansas just swapped spots? That Vanderbilt was going to be the 4, and they were going to go to Portland. Well, you put Arkansas on that 5 line. They play McNeese, and then potentially in Nebraska or Troy, right? And then you would match up with Florida again, which, to your point, isn't a better matchup than Arizona probably.
Yeah, and McNeese is a better team than Hawaii. So while you would have had the location about 3 hours or so from Fayetteville, I think that's where OKC.
Bad deal for the fans. I'm with you. I don't want to overstate yes, it's a further flight, but 2 more hours on an airplane or 3 more hours on an airplane probably doesn't set you back as much as, like you're saying, the other factors like competition and who else is on your half of the bracket.
We got a text earlier. I'm forgetting who it was. I think Hawaii stayed in Vegas after their tournament and then are now.
That'd probably be smart.
Rather than going back.
Waited to see what was going to happen.
Because as far as the Motor Center is from Bud Walton, it's actually farther from Hawaii's campus to Portland, apparently. That's what is a text we got earlier. But that is the.
Well, I can tell you because I've done it. Vegas to at least to the Big Island's about 5 hours.
Okay, that's it.
A little over.
That's a long ride and everything else. So Cal talked about, like, on the subject of just the rest and kind of tongue in cheek here.
My guess is we'll play Wednesday. Is there games on Wednesday? Okay.
Oh, please.
Playing here Sunday and having this kind of game, hopefully they'll say let them rest till Friday. Not a chance.
It was funny. So he walks in the press conference. This is post.
It's almost like he knew what was coming.
Yeah, you said earlier, maybe got a tidbit. So he walks in the press conference. Typically they do these opening statements, and he kind of, all right, let's go. Like I said, he's ready to get out of there. I think it was like 14 minutes combined between him, Darius, and TB. Then he gave.
He wanted to get to his daughter's house.
Yeah, and he gave some answers. That was the setup for Arkansas. If you missed it, they watched the tournament selection show at his daughter's house, like Tommy is saying.
We're going to my house in Nashville. I have a house here. We're going to there. My daughter works at Vandy, Dr. Calipari. So I make her call me Coach Calipari because I've got to call her Dr. Calipari. We're going to the house, watch the selection, don't care where they put us. I literally don't care if we play on Tuesday or what seed. I don't. I'm teasing, but it's going to say a lot about these conference tournaments, what they do. And so we'll watch. We'll get right to the plane. My hope is we're home by 8 o'clock.
At least they valued the win, though, because...
Yeah. Valued the week.
The what?
The week. I mean,
yeah,
the 3-game performance.
Good point. Unlike what Melvin and Sheridan was saying earlier, they did move up a seed line in the NCAA tournament.
I believe that.
And I think that says something because I wonder, it's like playing that game Sunday, is it too late? Is the hay in the barn? Well, it wasn't. Did it hurt you from a just travel standpoint? Yeah, but it's neither here nor there. I think the funny thing about this weekend and everything is just like every fan base feels like they got screwed. If you feel like you got screwed on location, you like your seeding, or you like your opponent. But if you feel like you got screwed on a playing standpoint, like who you have to match up against, then you got a good location. Some fan bases didn't get either. But I wasn't like up in arms about who Arkansas is going to have to play to get to the second weekend. It was just more about how far.
Hey, you're going to beat a good team somewhere along the way. I mean, it's
not avoidable.
Yeah, you're not going to just have a cakewalk. You kind of got the break. You got a break or two by avoiding Alabama and Florida in the SEC tournament. So hopefully you continue to have some upsets and some luck fall your way, because I thought in Nashville everything that needed to go their way to put that trophy in the air on Sunday happened.
Well, think about, so we've spent more time discussing the vanity game, and deservedly so, but think about the build-up. So Oklahoma, you only beat them by 3. Then Ole Miss comes back, forces OT, good just driving, left-hand layup from Store over Billy.
A ton of free throws in that game.
Yeah, and you tried to...
Should have never come down to the end. Should have never went to overtime.
I was going to say, you tried to lose
it started out 5-0 foul count in favor of the Razorbacks in the second half. They were at the free throw line much sooner than Ole Miss, and then just couldn't put the game away at the free throw line like they should have.
Yeah, it was a weird deal. And then again, you survive OT after Ole Miss has all the momentum, tying it up at the tail end. And then like you think about that game against Vanderbilt. While it ended up being 11 points, a win for the Razorbacks, Vanderbilt had all the momentum close to half. Then Darius canned those 2 threes, and then they came out. Vanderbilt was up like 5 or 6 at one point in the second half. They started hitting their 3-point shots, which they did a good job of. But then you're locked up defensively. You had some key plays and ratcheted that up. What about DJ Wagner? DJ's shooting like
you don't win that game without him yesterday.
He's shooting like
they could have called a foul. Arkansas gets the rebound. They kick it out to Wagner, and he buries a 3-point.
I think he's shooting like 25% on the year from the 3-point line. Knocked down all 3 of them. All 3 of them.
And all that huge moments. So I mean, you don't win that game yesterday without DJ Wagner.
And Cal touched on him after the game, just of how proud he was of him.
I'm so proud of DJ Wagner, what he did, the last rebound he got, the threes he hit, how he defended, the energy he brought. Without him, we don't win this game. So you could even go as far as say DJ won this game. And he's playing with more confidence, which leads you to be more aggressive. But you have to have more confidence.
I don't know how many games he's closed out this season, but Cal talked about it's like he sat down with Malik Thomas and was like, "Hey, I can't put you back in the way DJ's playing." Apparently kissed him on the cheek too. And Malik was like,
I saw that.
What?
I saw him say that. You know.
So that's encouraging to see him have that confidence because again, if your lineup's cheap, he also I listened to Cal in the locker room after the game. He was like, he's looking at Isaiah Celius like, we still might need you in this NCAA tournament. He wasn't able to get him in these last 3 games, but I think that again you saw when you needed. You didn't have a great game from Malik Ewan, but you had a phenomenal game from DJ Wagner, which was encouraging. And you only fouled 13 times. I think both teams had 13 fouls, so that was nice to see them keep their hands off Vanderbilt with a smaller lineup.
All right, remind you once again, our Mark 1 Motorsports Bracket Challenge and the Motorcycle Madness giveaway is up. HitThatLine.com where you can go and enter to win a motorcycle plus win our bracket challenge. It is all brought to you by Mach 1 Motorsports in Northwest Arkansas, also by Moix RV of Arkansas, Swift's Jewelry in Fayetteville, Twin Peaks and Rogers, and Butler Furniture in Mountain Home. Spring break is next week. And I know for some that maybe the NCAA tournament will be your spring break and watching what will be the Sweet 16 and Elite 8 next week. A lot of people won't get much done at work or at school this week. Maybe if you're thinking about a place to go for the first part of that week or during the games next week, Gaston's White River Resort is the spot that I would call right now. 870-431-5202. Ask Jacob or Cheryl or any of the crew there. And about, hey, what can I do? I got a family of 4. We want to fish a couple of days. We want to spend some time watching games later in the week. They'll set you up the perfect getaway for you and your family. They got cabins and rooms and lodges of all kinds. They got houses there with 3 and 4 bedrooms. They got cabins with 2 bedrooms. They got single-room cabins. They got 80 lodges and cabins to make sure they got the perfect setup for you and your crew. 870-431-5202. Restaurant for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Most of the private cabins have a full kitchen, so if you'd like to cook a few meals in your cabin, you can do that as well. 870-431-5202. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time every time.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive hotline at 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive, where the ultimate challenge is back and 600 vehicles must be sold in March.
And they will win the opening series of the SEC season 2-1 over third-ranked Mississippi State. That's what they do.
This is the Morning Rush.
Save some green this spring at Rath Auto Resources. We've been hard at work getting ready for warmer weather, and we've put our best roster of road-ready certified pre-owned cars on the ground, priced to move and backed by a comprehensive warranty. With our non-commissioned sales team, painless pricing playbook, and the nation's best lenders, Rath's got the River Valley's deepest bench ready to take all the hassle out of getting your next ride. Don't settle for just any used car. Make the switch to Road Ready Certified and save some green this spring at Rath Auto Resources. Voted best pre-owned cars in the River Valley. 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith. RathAutoFortSmith.com.
The new Chicken Bacon Ranch Street Chalupa at Taco Bell. You can't get just one. Okay, so that's not like some marketing hyperbole. You literally can't get just one. They come in twos. So like, if you want just one, you're gonna need to find a friend who loves slow roasted chicken, bacon, and avocado ranch sauce. Or a friend of a friend, or have an awkward conversation with a complete stranger to see if they're obsessed with chicken, bacon, and avocado ranch. Or you could just like eat them both because you're obsessed with slow roasted chicken, bacon. Okay, you get the idea. The new Chicken Bacon Ranch Street Chalupa at Taco Bell. At participating Taco Bell U.S. locations for a limited time while supplies last.
Flu vaccines, both regular and high dose for seniors, are now available at Law's Drugstore in Fort Smith. Call 452-6116 to schedule your shot appointment. Usually there is no cost when covered by your insurance. Law's Drug has COVID vaccines, RSV vaccines for ages 60 plus. Pneumonia and tetanus shots are also available. Law's Drugstore, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind Outback Steakhouse. Law's Drugstore, open 6 days a week to safely care for you and your family.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. The future of office printing is here with Xerox's Connect Key technology and cloud connectivity. Xerox offers seamless integration, top-notch security, and unmatched efficiency to help your business stay ahead. Don't miss out. Call us today at 783-6600 and ask about our special offer for a free Xerox color printer with many Xerox models. Dixie Digital Imaging, leading the way in office technology.
Looking for a career with a company built to last? At Forsgren, we've been shaping the future of the River Valley since 1936. Nearly 90 years of excellence, innovation, and family-driven leadership. From sidewalks that still stand today to major infrastructure projects across the region, our legacy is built on quality and community. Apply now at goforsgren.com. Join the Forsgren legacy, where your work becomes part of something lasting. Forsgren, building the foundation of the River Valley for 4 generations. Apply now at goforsgren.com.
Basketballs bounce, cheerleaders cheer, and fans are flocking to the Paint Store in Van Buren. The Paint Store in Van Buren is known for their color matching. The Paint Store in Van Buren is known for their help with color selection. The Paint Store in Van Buren shares their expert advice from 35 years of experience. If you haven't been to the Paint Store in Van Buren, you are missing out. How about you give them a shout next time you need some real-life help you can't get on YouTube?
Doe's Eat Place has been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years, and now they're offering smoked prime rib on the weekends. It's a limited supply, so get your reservations in early. Try one of their delicious appetizers or your choice of drinks from the area's largest selection of wine, beer, and liquor. Doe's Eat Place open Tuesday through Thursday 5 to 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended. Follow them on Facebook for more upcoming features and events. Call 479-784-9111 for Doe's Eat Place, 422 North 3rd Street in Fort Smith.
Will your bracket be better than Matt Jones, Derek Ruskin, Tommy Kraft, and the rest of the ESPN Arkansas team? Sign up for the ESPN Arkansas and Mach 1 Motorsports Bracket Challenge Motorcycle Madness giveaway. Find the contest rules, pick your Cinderellas, and watch some epic games this postseason. For contest rules, go to hitthatline.com/bracket. Our bracket challenge is presented by Moix RV of Arkansas, Butler Furniture, Swift's Jewelry, and Twin Peaks and Rogers.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive hotline at 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive, where the ultimate challenge is back and 600 vehicles must be sold in March.
And the payoff pitch is hit high in the air by Pompey. Deep into center field. Back is Teal to the wall. Pompey will cause a melee here at Bob Walker Stadium with a walk-off home run in the 9th inning. He had struck out in 7 of his last 8 at-bats, and he sets off a party with his 2nd homer of the year. This one belongs to the Razorbacks.
Usually when you get a top 5 SEC series opener, walk-off win, and also taking Game 3, you spend a little more time on it than we have, but there's been so much conversation about the SEC championship, Arkansas's bracket, March Madness overall. We hadn't had a chance to give DVH and his club the credit they deserved after taking down Mississippi State this weekend. Chris Burke was able to, though.
That's what they do. 8 straight years with at least 18 wins. Arkansas continues to find ways to win games. It's maybe not going to be pretty all the time with this club, but you can tell there's a grittiness to them. And what a series win to get that one out of the way against the Bulldogs.
All right, so you got games Tuesday and Wednesday. It's Northern Colorado, right? Okay,
Mhm.
and then
6 p.m. Tuesday, 3 p.m. on Wednesday is the scheduled times.
All right, I don't have the baseball schedule. Who do they play in the SEC this next weekend?
South Carolina.
South Carolina in Columbia.
Yeah.
Paul Maneri's squad. So yes, he's
Friday
still
at 6, and then Saturday, who knows? The game's scheduled for 3 p.m. Who knows how that's going to line up with basketball? Friday night, obviously not going to be a conflict because the basketball team will play Thursday, Saturday. So that will be the schedule for this week. Pool time coming up. Burton Pools and Spas has all that you need to get ready for the upcoming season and get all your chemicals and everything ready to go. They have 4 locations now to help you take care of your pool. And when you're choosing a pool, maybe you're thinking about a pool this year to get your family together in your own backyard. That's what we've done. You're gonna really like the service you get and the people you find at Burton Pools and Spas. You can choose a hot tub or a sauna. They're now helping you invest in your health as well. Burton Pools and Spas has helped over 9,000 families ease stress, improve sleep, and feel better. Burton Pools and Spas carries hot springs, the #1 hot tub, and now offering Tylo saunas as well. 4 locations: Springdale, Greenland, Fort Smith, and Hot Springs, and BurtonPools.com.
All right, when we return, halftime's coming up with Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Big C.
Things in life are more important than showing up. Whether you show up for your family, friends, or teammates, it doesn't hurt to bring a plate of their